Good morning, students. The next topic is based on the vertex degree and handshaking property in the introduction to graph theory. The definition of vertex degree is let G is equal to V, E, that is vertex in consideration with the edges, be a graph where V is a vertex and E is an edge of the graph. Then the number of edges of G. So this is an example for the vertex degree. So if you want to calculate the degree of V1, V2, V3 and V4, so what are the edges corresponding to those vertices we have to calculate. So for example, if you want to calculate the degree of vertex 1, then we have totally 3 edges. So degree of vertex 1 would be 3, degree of V2 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, that is number of edges. V3 would be 1, 2, and when it is a loop we are taking it as twice, so dV3 would be 4 and dV4 would be equal to 1, 2, 3, so that is equal to 3. So these are the number of edges we have in this particular graph. So the definition is nothing but we have an vertex set as well as the edge set. Then the number of edges of G that are incident on vertex with the loops counted twice is called the degree of the vertex V and is denoted by degree of V or just d by d of V. So this is how we are going to calculate the degree of the each graph. So whatever the edges are taken as the degree, whatever the edges are there, they are taken as the degree, and the notation is given by d of V, and the how many edges are there, that count we are writing over here. D of V1 is equal to 3, and whenever it is a loop you are taking it as twice. So this is regarding the vertex degree definition. Next is based on the isolated vertex and the pendant vertex. A vertex in a graph which is not an end vertex of any edge of the graph. That means here in this particular graph which does not have any edge from it or any edge incident to it or any edge going out of it, or else if it has a degree 0, that means there is no edge itself, then it is called an isolated vertex. So you can see the definition: a vertex in a graph which is not an end vertex of any edge of the graph. That means there is no connection of any edge to this particular vertex, then it is called isolated vertex. So the example for that is in this graph it is V4 and V6 are the example of the isolated vertex. Then we have pendant vertex. Pendant vertex is nothing but which has only one edge, so over here you can see V5 as well as V7. So pendant vertex, a vertex of degree 1 is called pendant vertex. So in this diagram V7 as well as V5 is nothing but V7 and V5 is nothing but the pendant vertex. And what about the pendant edge? It is nothing but an edge incident on a pendant vertex. So if you see over here V7 here, edge incident from V1 to V7, that is E5 is a pendant edge, as well as E4 is also pendant edge. So this is regarding the definition of the isolated vertex, pendant vertex as well as the pendant edges. Next we have the concept of regular graph. A graph in which all the vertices are of same degree. A graph in which all the vertices are of same degree k is called a regular graph of degree k. So if you see over here, this particular vertex has 2 edges, even this vertex has 2 edges, even here it has 2 edges, and here even in this particular graph we have 2 edges. So it is a k regular graph. When you have this k is nothing but the number of degree, or it's also called as an edge, how many number of edges you have. So if you consider this graph, then it is called 2 regular graph because we have 2 degree or we have 2 edges. So this first diagram is nothing but the 2 regular graph. When you go to this 1.36 figure, here we have for one vertex we have 4 degrees. Even for this we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and even for this vertex we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and this loop is taken as twice. So every vertex has 4 degrees. So this graph is nothing but the 4 degree graph. So a regular graph is nothing but where all the vertices are having the same degree k. So that may be 1 degree, 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree or 4 degree. So based on that you will call it as, if it is a 2 regular graph, if it is a 3 degrees you will call it as 3 regular graph, if it is a 4 degree we call it as a 4 degree regular graph. So this is the definition of the regular graph. In case if you have 3 edges, I mean 3 degrees, then it is called a cubic graph. So that example is this example, Paton's graph. So here this is also an example of cubic graph. That is, if you have, this is an example of cubic graph if you have 3 edges. So if you see over here, each vertex, okay, each vertex has 3 edges. Everywhere it has 3 edges, so it is called a cubic graph. Other than that, this particular cubic graph has 10 vertices and 15 edges. It has 10 vertices and 15 edges. That's why it is called as Paton's graph. So this is regarding the Paton's graph. Next we have the main property, that is handshaking property. So in this handshaking property we have a theorem where the summation of all the degrees of the graph is equal to twice the edges. So this is what we are supposed to prove in the handshaking property. So this graph is taken as an example which has vertex 1, vertex 2, vertex 3 and vertex 4. In the vertex 1 we have one edge, again over here one edge and one edge. So totally there are V1 has 3. That's what we have written the degree. Same the first slide what you have seen the graph, same graph we are referring. Degree of V2 is equal to 4 and degree of V3 is equal to 4. Why 4? Because 1 1 and 1 2 for the loop, and degree of V4 is equal to 3. So this is considered, we are just taking the degrees. So we took this particular diagram and we noted the degrees. Also the graph has 7 edges. Just count the number of edges. So it has actually 1 2 3 4 5 6, and this is taken as one more edge. So that totally it has 7 edges. When we calculate the degree, we tell it as 2, but edge is single edge we are going to consider. So here when we take in this particular thing, so let us see the edges 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. So also the graph has 7 edges. So we observe that degree of vertex 1, degree of vertex 2, degree of vertex 3, degree of vertex, that means you have added all these degrees and we got it as 14. So that is nothing but twice into 7, that is total number of edges if you see in this graph is 7. So 7 into 2 will give you 14. So this observation illustrates the following important property common to all finite graphs. So the property they have defined is the sum of the degrees of all the vertices in this graph. Sum of the degrees, so if you have seen these degrees, the sum of the degrees of all the vertices in a graph, if it is an even number and this number is equal to twice the number of edges in the graph. So this is the formula, summation of all the degrees is equal to twice the number of edges in the graph. So this is regarding the handshaking property. Why they are telling it as an handshaking property? Because it essentially states that if several people shakes hand between themselves, then the total number of hands shaken must be even, because just 2 hands are involved in each handshake. So even if your graph has an even number of degrees, so here if you summation, if you get even number of degrees, might be anything. For example, in this graph we have got 14, if you get 20, if you get 30, so that is equal to this twice into number of edges if you want to calculate. So here you'll get the number of edges as 7. If you take here 2 and E, if you do here, you will get the edges is equal to 10, and in case if you do twice into edges for this number of degrees, then you'll get edges is equal to 15. So this is regarding the handshaking properties, and this is a well-known property you're going to use while solving the problem. So this is the definition of the handshaking property. For the graph shown in figure below, indicate the degree of each vertex and verify the handshaking property. So this is the example 1 problem they have told. So you need to check the degree of each vertex, and then after examining the degree of each vertex, we need to verify the handshaking property. So what is the handshaking property? It is nothing but summation of the degree is equal to twice the number of edges we are going to verify. That is, summation of the degree is equal to twice the number of edges. So this is the handshaking property we had seen. So let us go and solve the degree of each. So by examining the graph, degree of A is equal to what? We need to check degree of B, degree, okay, here there is one vertex E, so right here degree of C and equal to degree of, again we have to calculate d, and then degree of ABCDE and degree of F. Then we have to calculate the degree of G and degree of H, degree of G and degree of H. Okay, so let us calculate. So degree of A is for loop, it is taken as twice. You know the loop count is 2, and then this edge is there, so we are counting it as 3. For B, again there are 2 edges, so degree is 2. For C, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, so it will be 4. For D, it is 2, and for E is isolated vertex, so it is equal to 0. And for F it is 2, so let me write here as 2. Okay, and for G also it is 2, and degree of H is 1. Okay, degree of H is 1. Degree of H is equal to 1. So these are the degrees. By examining the graph we got to know. So we need to observe what is the sum of these degrees. Okay, what is the sum of these degrees, because first they have told indicate the degree of each vertex. So by examining the graph, the degree of each vertex also. Now they are telling verify whether it is an handshaking property. So we need to check first the sum of the degrees. So let us find the sum of all the degrees. Sum of the degrees of vertices, sum of the degrees of vertices is equal to add these all degrees. So it would be 5 plus 6, it would be 11, 11 plus 2 is 13, 13 plus 2 is 14, 15 and 16, so it is 16. We got the sum of the degrees of vertices is equal to 16. Now they have told verify whether it is a handshaking property holds or not. So what is a handshaking property? Handshaking property is nothing but handshaking property is summation of the degree, that is vertices that belong to caps V, and degree of that small v is equal to twice the number of edges. So whether this is satisfied. So we know this is 16 and we know this is 2. So 2 into what will give you 16? So that is number of edges would be what? So it would be, edges would be equal to 8. So it is actually satisfying because 16 is nothing but 2 into 8, and if you count also here you'll get it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this is taken as 8. But when we calculate a degree we are taking twice, but it is an edge, that's it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So it holds the sum of the degrees of the vertices is equal to twice the number of edges. If you see twice the number of edges, this verifies the handshaking property for the given graph. So you can write this verifies, therefore this holds the handshaking property. This holds the handshaking property. So this is regarding the example 1. Okay, so this is regarding the example 1. You had to find the degree of vertex and then you had to satisfy the handshaking property. So we wrote summation of degree V is equal to twice the edges. We knew 16, so 16 is nothing but twice of 8, so edges is equal to, we'll get it as 8. So this is example 1. So example 2, they asked regarding, can there be a graph consisting of vertices A, B, C, D with degree A is equal to 2, degree B is equal to 3, degree C is equal to 2 and degree D is equal to 2. Just add these degree and check whether they can be a graph. So if you add the degrees, it should be twice the edges. You should not get any like odd numbers. Okay, so just check the odd here degree. So it would be 2 plus 3 is 5, 5 plus 2 is 7, 7 plus 2 is 9. So it is, you cannot have, here it is 9. 2 into what gives you 9? It's not possible. Like at the max you can have 4. If it can have 2 into 4 you'll get 8, 2 into 5 you'll get 10, but it's not possible to get a graph of with 9 degrees. Okay, a graph of 9 degrees. So what is happening here, the sum of the degrees has to be an even number. Sum of the degrees has to be an even number to find the number of edges. So it's not possible to have such type of graph. So what you can write as, in every graph, therefore in every graph the sum of the degrees the sum of the degrees of the vertices has to be an even number. Has to be an even number. Here this sum is 9, which is not even, therefore there does not exist a graph of the given kind, okay. So this is regarding the example 2. I hope it's clear. I'll just repeat. Here the sum of the degrees should be even, then only you can have the graph of such type. So it's odd and twice the edges, I cannot do anything. So in every graph the sum of the degrees has to be an even number. Here sum is 9, which is not even, therefore it does not exist such type of graph. Example 3, can there be a graph of 12 vertices such that 2 of the vertices have degree 3 and remaining 10 vertices has degree 4? So can there be a graph of 12 vertices? We know the vertices is 12 vertices. Of that, 2 vertices is of degree 3. 2 vertices is of degree 3 and remaining 10 vertices is of degree 4 each. So what we can do is, we can check whether its summation of the degree is even or not. So what you can do is, 2 into 3 is what? 2 vertices into 3 degrees, and 10 into 4 you calculate and add this. That will give you the summation of this. So it would be 6 plus 40. So total summation of the degrees would be 46. So 46, if you sum of the degrees equal to twice the edges, if you do, you can find edges as 23. I mean, you can find the edges as 23. So they can be a graph of 12 vertices. Yes, because we got the edges as 23, and by handshaking property it holds. So it holds with the handshaking property. So this desired graph of degree 3 or edge is equal to 23 will be okay with this. So this can be, there can be a graph of 12 vertices. So let us write for the statement over here. Can there be a graph of 12 vertices such that 2 of the vertices have degree 3? So here I just did 2 vertices having degree 3. So what is happening? You can also do it like 1 vertex into 3, another one plus 1 vertex into 3, then he told remaining 10 vertices. So instead 1 into 4, I did 10 vertices into 4. So this summation would give you 46. You got to know the degree of entire graph. Then whether you check whether it holds for the handshaking property. So I did twice the edges. I got an edge as 23. Since this was a even number, then obviously handshaking property holds. I got this. So such type of graph can be existing. So write down the statement for this. Here the sum of the degrees, the sum of the degrees of vertices, the sum of the degrees of vertices is 3 into 2 plus 4 into 10 is equal to 46. Therefore, if m is equal to 23, we have 2m is equal to 46, and the handshaking property holds. Property holds. Hence there can be a graph, of desired type. So this is regarding the example 3. Next, they are told example 4, show that hypercube Q3 is a bipartite graph which is not a complete bipartite. So you need to show that hypercube hypercube Q3 is a bipartite graph which is not a complete bipartite graph. So if you remember the bipartite definition, we had a set of vertices which was again divided into V1 and V2, and over there we had seen that there is a disjoint set. Whatever is there in V1 will not be there in V2, and then condition of bipartite is nothing but from that set of V1 vertices there should be a connection to V2. Okay, there should be a connection to V2, and within V1 there should not be any connection. So like one path of connection also, if it is there, it's a bipartite graph. Whereas in complete bipartite graph, from V1 if you have a one set, then there should be an edges to V2 of all the vertices what is present in V2, and within V1 again we don't have the edges. So this was the definition we had seen regarding the bipartite and the complete bipartite. So let us take an hypercube. So I'll just draw an hypercube, which diagram you need to remember for this. So let the hypercube be Q, R, S and P. Okay, so within this hypercube means for each vertices there are 3 edges. Okay, for each vertices and there are 3 edges and it looks like a cube. So this diagram you need to remember for the hypercube. So this diagram you need to remember for the hypercube. So it would be A, B, C and D. Okay, this diagram we need to remember for the hypercube. So over here the hypercube Q3, this is Q3. Why Q3 hypercube it is called? Since it has degree 3. Since it has degree 3, and in this figure, right, there are totally 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, how many vertices are there? Totally we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 8 vertices. So this can also be written as 2 to the power 3. That means what? You have in that 2 to the power 3 is nothing but k is, you can also write it as, for any positive integer k, a loop free k regular graph with 2 to the power k vertices is called k dimensional hypercube. That is, you can have 2 to the power k. 2 to the power k means how many number of this degree is there, that gives you the what is the number of regular. So if you had seen the definition of regular graph, we had seen, if you just go back to the regular graph, yeah, here we had seen 2 regular graph, that is C over here. We had seen 2 regular graph, 4 regular graph, 3 regular graph was a cube. If you remember, 3 regular graph was a cube. Hypercube means this is the diagram. This is the diagram. So if you want to find how many vertices are there, then 2 to the power k, where that k would give you 3, that means 3, then that would be 2 to the power 3, that would give you 8 number of vertices. So is a cubic graph with 8 is equal to 2 to the power 3 vertices. So this particular graph is called 3-dimensional hypercube and it is denoted by Q3. For any positive integer k, a loop free k regular graph with 2 to the power k vertices is called k-dimensional hypercube. So just to remember the definition, a loop free, here we don't have any loops. A graph with 2 to the power k vertices is called k-dimensional hypercube or k cube and is denoted by qk. And it is denoted by qk. So that is what? Qk. It is denoted by qk. Okay, so this is regarding how the hypercube looks. So if we consider this as an hypercube, now in this hypercube, let us see. In this hypercube, let us see how we can split the vertices and then how we can find. So if you see over here, first I'll just give the explanation, then we'll write the statements. This is an hypercube. You need to show this is a bipartite graph and which is not a complete bipartite graph. So in this bipartite graph, firstly you need to split the vertices of disjoint set. So what I have the vertices, I have vertices as totally I have A, B, C, comma D, as well as I have P, comma Q, comma R, comma S. Agree? So here first I need to split 2 set of vertices. So I'll split outer one A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, and then I cannot split outer one because within them I cannot split A, B, C, D because A to B, A to C, there should not be any connection. So what all without connections you have, you consider. Here A is there. For A, what is not connected? It is R, S and C. So you make that as one set. A, C, A and C, and A to P is connected. Okay, then one more you can do it as A to A is connected, A to B is there, A to D is there, so no need, A to P is there. So I took C. If I take R, then C and R is connected, right? So I cannot take R. I need to take which is not connected to C also. So it is QS, AC, QX, as one set, remaining would be V2 would be another set, that is BD and P and R. I hope you remember the definition. It should be disjoint. That means what? There should not be any connection between these vertices. There should not be any connection between A to C or A to Q or A to S. So there should not be any connection. So that is the definition, if you remember. So first condition we had V1 and V2 should be disjoint. That means A to C there should not be AQ, A to S. Same way your V2 also should be disjoint. After that, every edge in G, that means your graph, you have the definition like joins a vertex in V1 and a vertex in V2. That means what? Anything from A to B there should be a connection. Any, like there should be an edge, A to B or A to D or A to P or A to Q or A to R. If A to B, A to D, A to P, A to Q, and again C to B, C to D, CP, CQ, and if in again QB, QD, QP, QR, SB, SB, S, if this connection is there, then it is a complete bipartite graph. If there isn't just an edge, okay, then it can be a bipartite graph. And third condition we had no edge that joins two vertices, both of which are in V1. One more was both should be disjoint and there should not be any connection between this vertex itself. So these were the three conditions for the bipartite graph. So let us see, we split the A and we split this vertices as AC QS, okay, AC QS. So we'll take one set from this and we'll see whether there is a connection. From A we have the connection A to B, A to D, okay, A to B and A to D. There is connection to A to P also, but there is no connection to A to R. From this itself we came to know it is not a complete bipartite graph. So this is how the example 4 is been explained. Now you need to write this in terms of the theoretical. So I'll just write the hypercube is shown in this figure. The hypercube, so write down the statement, the hypercube is shown below. So this is the hypercube. After that, with the vertices, just write with the vertices, I'll write here, okay, shown below, with the vertices, these are the vertices, okay. So in this, let V1 be equal to, we'll split that, ACQS, and V2 be equal to BDPR, okay. So we note that here, continuation I'll write over here, we note that V1 union V2 is equal to V, V1 union V2 is equal to V, and V1 intersection V2 is equal to null. That means what? It is a disjoint set, okay, and that every edge of the graph has one end vertex in the set V1. In the set V1, and the other end vertex in the set V2. Further, no edge of the graph as both of its vertices in V1 or V2. Vertices in V1 or V2. Hence this graph is bipartite. Hence this graph is bipartite. So the next example is prove that k-dimensional hypercube QK has k to the power 2k minus edges and determine the number of edges in QA. Q8. So if you remember the hypercube concepts, what we had seen, this is an example of hypercube. If you want to know the number of vertices, then we had the formula as 2 to the power k. This would give the vertices. Okay, and if you want to find the degree, that means what? Of each vertices, each vertex degree is k. If you see, 2 to the power 3 would give me 8, so 8 vertices were there, and k is nothing but 3. That means what? K3 is nothing but the degree of this vertices. So if you just remember, same concept over here also, prove that k dimensional hypercube qk as k into 2 to the power k minus 1 degree, then it would be hypercube has how many vertices? We have 2 to the power k. With the degrees we have k degrees. So just remember the handshaking properties. The summation of the degree is equal to twice the edges. The summation of the degrees is equal to twice the edges. So if you see over here, the vertices is this, the degree is this. This is the vertices and this is the degree. Okay, we don't know the number of vertices, so that is represented as 2 to the power k. So 2 to the power k into k is nothing but the summation of the degrees. If you remember, 2 to the power k into k, because k is nothing but the degree of those k vertices. So 2 to the power k into k would give you 2 into edge. So if you get that 2 this side, or else I'll write edge this side, then it would be nothing but or else, okay, just I'll get that 2 this side. So it will be 2 to the power k into k divided by 2 equal to edge. So if I take this 2 up, it would be 2 to the power k minus 1 into k is equal to edge, is equal to edge. So I got k into, as here I have missed, sorry, here this is wrong. It should be actually k into 2 to the power k minus 1. Okay, it should be k into 2 to the power k minus 1. This 2 should be here, this 2 should be here. Okay, k into 2 to the power k minus 1 edges they have asked. So I got that whatever the required, k into 2 to the power k minus 1. So I got whatever is required, 2 to the power k minus 1 into k equal to h. So this gives that particular edge, and after that he has told determine the number of edges in the Q8. So let's solve this particular. First let us write in the statements in the hypercube. So there is a correction, just remember this is nothing but in hypercube it has k into 2 to the power k minus 1. Okay, so in hypercube qk, the number of vertices is is 2 to the power k. Agree? I have told you number of vertices is 2 to the power k, and each vertex is of degree k. Therefore the sum of the degrees of vertex, therefore the sum of the degrees of vertices of qk is k into 2 to the power k, is k into 2 to the power k. By handshaking property, we know that summation of degree is equal to twice the edges. Here summation of the degree would be number of vertices into degree. So it is 2 to the power k into k twice the number of edges. So that would be nothing but 2 to the power k into k divided by 2, that is equal to edges, and edges would be equal to nothing but this 2 I am just taking in that 2 to the power minus 1 I am taking up. It would be actually 2 to the power k into 2 to the power minus 1 into k. So this would give me nothing but 2 to the power k minus 1 into k. So I got proved that k into 2 to the power k minus 1, the property. And then they told determine the number of edges in Q8. So you know, to find the edges formula is this. Okay, this is the formula to find the number of edges. We got the new formula as this. So now what we need to do, second question, determine the number of edges in Q8. So it would be Q8 is equal to k into 2 to the power k minus 1, k into 2 to the power k minus 1. So it would be nothing but 8 into 2 to the power 8 minus 1. So it is 8 into 2 to the power 7. So this would give us 1024 edges. So this is the second part solution. Q8 they have told, this 8 is nothing but K, QK, right? QK, and that formula to find the number of edges we have for Q8, the edges we have, can write for Q8, edges is equal to K into 2 power K minus 1. So 8 into 2 to the power 8 minus 1, 8 into 2 to the power 7, we'll get it as 1024. So this is regarding the example 5. Example 6, what is the dimension of hypercube with 5, 2, 4, 288 edges? So you know the formula for edges, it is nothing but, K into 2 to the power K minus 1, K into 2 to the power minus 1 for hypercube, K into 2 to the power K minus 1. He has told to find the dimension. So dimension meaning is what? It is nothing but the number of edges. You are going to find the number of, you're going to find the K into 2 to the, you're going to find the number of edges over there. So if he has given so many edges, that's what he has told. For the K dimensional hypercube, the number of vertices to power K and the number of edges would be 2 into K power minus 1. So first one, let us solve. First one, he has told that what is the dimension of the hypercube with 5, 2. Okay, if QK has 5, 2, 4, 2, 88 edges, okay, we have to find the value of the dimension is nothing but we have to find the value of K. Vertices, second question he has told how many vertices, so this is nothing but we have to find the value of 2K. Here what is the dimension of hypercube? K, we are going to find the value of K with 5, 2, 4, 88 edges. He has given this value, we need to find this K value, okay, edges. So if QK has 5 to 4 to 88 edges, then we know that K into 2 to the power K minus 1 is given as 5 to 4 to 88. Now this term you should get in terms of 2 to the power something, okay, 2 to the power something. So try to trace it and find it 2 to the power how much you will get this particular term. So if you try to solve this term, that is 2 to the power 19, I would get 5 to 4 to 88 if I put 2 to the power 19. So what I'll do is I'll make it, this into this is equal to this, 2 to the power 19 also is equal to this. So K into 2 to the power K minus 1 is nothing but it is equal to 2 to the power 19. Now what if I put the value, I'll get it as K and K values. So if you put K value as 16, that is, or else like see, 2 to the power 4 into 2 to the power 15, okay, 2 to the power 4 into 2 to the power 15, 2 to the power 4 is 16, 4 is 16, 2 to the power 15 is nothing but K minus 1 value I can substitute. So it is back tracing. So I'll put here 2 to the power 4 is 16 into 2 to the power K minus 1. That means what? 16 minus 1, 15. 16 is 2 to the power 4. This is 2 to the power 4. So 4 plus 15 would give you this itself, 2 to the power 19. So what I did is I wrote first K into 2 to the power K minus 1 is equal to this. This I tried to find in terms of 2 to the power. So I got 2 to the power 19. So both are equal to this number. So I equated this. Okay, so I equated this, so this would give me 2 to the power 19. So what is the value? We'll get it over K. K should be 16 and here 50, 16 minus 1 you'll get 15. So this is happening properly. So you'll get the K values. From this we would get the K value as 16. From this we would get the K value as 16. Okay, so thus the dimension of the hypercube, thus the dimension of hypercube is K is equal to 16. K is equal to 16. So this is regarding the first sum. Second, we'll solve it in the next page. So the next question is, how many vertices are there in the hypercube with 49807? Okay, so he has asked how many vertices. Okay, so he has asked regarding how many vertices are there in a hypercube with 4980736 edges. 4980736 edges. How many vertices? Vertices means what? You have to find 2 to the power K. But he has asked question as how many vertices are there in these particular edges. So you know edges is equal to twice sorry, edges is equal to k into 2 to the power k minus 1, k into 2 to the power k minus 1. So what is the edges you have? 4, 9, 8, 0, 7, 3, 6. K we don't know, the value of k, also we don't know the value of 2 to the power k minus 1. Okay, but we need actually the value of 2 to the power k. We need the value of 2 to the power k. Now you try to resolve same way. You know that k into 2 to the power k minus 1 is 4, 9, 8, 0, 7, 3, 6. Try to find this number in terms of 2 to the power something. So 2 to the power something will give you like how it will be there, how it will give you that particular term. Check for that. So it would be if you check over here, 2 to the power k would be like 19 into, you can get it as 2 to the power 18. Okay, so 19 into 2 to the power 18. So it's actually k value if you substitute as 19, and we'll get, which indicates that qk as 4980736 edges. So that into this would give you 4980736. So if you see, just 2 to the power 18 would give you some term, and here 19, if you multiply that 19 to that, then this would give. So you came to know that this is k value and this is k minus 1 value. So required result you got, that is k into 2 to the power k minus 1 is nothing but I can write this term in terms of 19 into 2 to the power 18. 19 into 2 to the power 18. Some you have to make sure that, sorry, I'll write again 4980. Okay, you should make sure that it should be like one greater and one lesser. I mean, this should be greater and this should be one lesser, and it should be in 2 to the, somehow you should get in this form. This you should get. So you'll get it in 19 into 2 to the power 18 would give. Here you might have a doubt why it is not in terms of 2. Yes, we did not get this entire term in multiple of 2. So what we did is 2 to the power 18, we got some term, and then we tried to multiply with 19. So we got directly, this is not a 2 to the power, so 19 into 2 to the power 18, but we got this value. From this we got the value of k. We got it as 19. From this we got the k value as 19. From this k is equal to 19. Now number of vertices would be 2 to the power k. 2 to the power k is nothing but 2 to the power 19. So that would be equal to 524288. So this is regarding the example 6. Example 7, determine the order. Order means what? It is nothing but vertices. Determine the order, vertices of the graph in the following cases. So first one, he has told G is a cubic graph with 9 edges. So let us solve the first one. What does it mean? G is a cubic graph with 9 edges. So before I tell the statement for this, let us just try to solve. Cubic graph means it should have degree 3. If you remember the cubic graph, it should have a degree 3. What definition I had given, like hypercube. Okay, and suppose we'll just assume that we don't know the order. I mean we don't know the vertices. So let us assume a vertices as n, and edges or degree, edges to be 3 or degree, and therefore the sum of the degrees would be what? Sum of the degrees would be nothing but vertices into edges. So 3 into n. We know that edges would be 3 itself, but vertices we don't know. It depends whether n value is 1 to 3. So 3 into n is equal to twice the number of edges. Here he has asked the question that G is a cubic graph with 9 edges. So he has given the edges. So 2 into 9, 3 into n. You find the value of n. So it would give 3 ones are, 3 threes are. So it would be n is equal to 6. Yes, you will get the possible, that's the order of the G is equal to, you'll get the vertex count. He is told determine the order, vertices with 9 edges is given. So 9 is equal to 6. So this is regarding the first. So let us write down the definition for this. I hope it's clear. If it is a cubic graph, you have 3 edges and we don't know the number of vertices. So I took it as n. Okay, if I want to find this handshaking property, you know, summation of the degrees. So n vertices into 3, n into 3 will give you twice the edges. Edges he has told check with 9 edges. I checked with 9. I got the n value as 6. So that is the solution. So just write down there. Suppose the order of G is n. Suppose the order of G is n. Since G is a cubic graph, since G is a cubic graph, all vertices of G have degree 3, and therefore the sum of the degrees of vertices is 3n, since G has 9 edges, we should have 3 into n is equal to 2 into 9 by handshaking property, okay, by handshaking property. So n value would be 6. I've solved already over here. So n value would be 6. So comma n value is equal to 6. Thus the order of G is 6. So this is regarding the first. Next we'll solve in the next. Next she has told find the number of again vertices. G is regular with 15 edges. Second question was G is regular with 15 edges. G is regular with 15 edges. So if you remember the regular graph, any regular graph should have equal number of degrees. That is the meaning of definition. So for example, if a vertices is n, then say the degree is k, then degrees should be equal. That means what? Two regular graph means all the vertices will have 2 degrees itself. If it is 3 regular graph, then it would be 3 vertices itself, 3 edges itself, 2 degrees itself. So regular graph definition, if you see, go back and check over here. If you just a graph in which all the vertices are of the same degree is called a regular graph. For example, this is a 2 regular. One vertex has 2 edges, 2 edges, 2 edges, 2 edges. Here also if you see 4 edges for all these things. Here also if you see it is 3 edges. So this is the concept of regular graph. So in this regular graph he is telling G is a regular graph with 15 edges. You have to find the number of vertices. Okay. So what would be the vertices? We don't know. Let us assume n. And let the degree be nk. So this is equal to twice the number of edges by handshaking property itself. So we would get k is equal to edge has given 15. So 2 into 15 would be 30 nk. Okay. So if you want to find the number of degree, if you want to find the k value, k is what you are going to find the number of vertices, right? If you say that degree is k, since k has to be a positive integer, then it will be 30 by n. K is nothing but the degree, n is nothing but the number of vertices I have considered. Okay. Order if I take n, and this if I take degree. K means whether it is a 2 degree, 3 degree, 3 degree. Then this k value I have to find, then 30 by n. So degree has to be a positive integer itself. If it has to be a positive integer, then what all values you can go on adding over there. So it should be a divisor of 30. So you should get a positive integer. So this n value can be either 1. So it goes with the 2. This k value is equal to 30 by n means n value goes with 1. It goes well with 2. 30 is divisible by 2 and 30 is divisible by 3. Whereas in 4 it's not divisible. It should be it has to be a positive integer, right? Positive integer. It cannot be like a decimal number. So 30 is divisible by 1, 2, 3. 4 is not possible. 5 it is divisible. 6 it is divisible. 10 it is divisible. Then 15 and 30. So these are the possible number of vertices I can have. There's the possible of orders would be what? Possible number of orders would be actually, and I'm going to find the value of n, right? So the possible order of that would be either 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. That means this n value should be either 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 10, 15, 30. So this is the concept of the regular graph. Okay, so let us write the definition for this. since G is a regular, all vertices of G must be of same degree. Say K. If G is of order n, then the sum of the degrees of vertices is Kn. Okay, since G has 15 edges, then by handshaking property, Kn is equal to twice the number of edges. So this would give us comma, I'll continue here itself, Kn is equal to 2 into 15. So right here, Kn is equal to 2 into 15. So we'll get K is equal to 30 by n. This n value I have to find actually. We don't know the K value also here, because K can be anything, regular graph, any number of degrees. So this possible n positive integers we are supposed to find. So since K has to be a positive integer, I'll write since K has to be a positive integer, it follows that n must be a divisor of 30. Thus the possible values we already checked, so just write thus the possible orders. Why orders? N is a vertices, right? So the possible vertices or order, thus the possible order can be 1, 2, 3, same values I am writing, 3, 5, 6, 10, 15 and 30. Okay, so this is the solution for the second sub question. Third sub question he has told, I'll try to solve here itself, third one. Okay, third sub question he has told G has 10 edges. He has told that G has 10 edges with the 2 vertices. 10 edges. Okay, that means what? We don't know. Okay, that means G has 10 edges with 2 vertices. That means 2 vertices has 10 edges. G has 10 edges with 2 vertices of degree 4 and all other vertices of degree. Okay, total there are G has a 10 edges total. In that 2 vertices is of degree 4 and all the other vertices of degree 3. So we don't know the other vertices. So if vertex we take it as n, okay, if we take it as n, remaining this n minus 2 has degree 3. I hope it's clear. He totally has 10 edges. In that 2 vertices of degree 4. Okay, 2 vertices of degree 4 and all other vertices of degree 3. So don't get confused. Edges in the graph can be 10, but degree can be more than the edges. Why? Because one vertice is, if you see this any graph itself, for example, if you see this graph, 1, 2, 3, I mean 4, outer 4 and again 4. So totally there are 4 plus 4 plus 4, totally 8 plus 4 is 12 edges you will get. This is the edges. But when you count the degrees, if you have counted the degrees, for this it will be 1, 2, 3. For this it would be 1, 2, 3. So I mean each would be, so how many other? 8 other. 8 into 3. What is the value? It is 24. So degree and edges is completely different. Don't get confused with the degree and the edges. So similarly, if we go back over here, he has 10 edges. In that 2 vertices is of degree 4. I wrote 2 into 4. 2 means 2 vertices. Remaining vertices, that is n minus 2. Remaining this n minus 2 has 3. Okay, he has given that. So out of this you need to find the number of orders. So what we can do is, I can do it as, we got the summation of the degree. I'll do 2 into 4 plus n minus 2 into 3 equal to twice the edges, handshaking property itself, twice the edges. So it is 20. 2 into edge is given 20. Okay, and here you have 2 into 4, that is 8. Okay, plus n minus 2 into 3. So what order here, if you put over here, it would be nothing but 8. N minus 2 into 3. I took this 8 this side, so 20 minus 8 would give me 12, and again this 12 I'll divide, n minus 2, 12 by 3 would give 4, so n I'll get it as 6. So then order I would get it as G is 6. So let us write the explanation for this. Third one explanation I'll write over here itself. Suppose the order of G is n. Suppose the order of G is n. Since two vertices of G are of degree 4 and all others are of degree 4. Two vertices are of degree 4 and all other vertices are of degree 3. That's what he has given in the question, degree 3. Then the sum of the degrees would be, the sum of the degrees is this itself, that is 2 into 4 plus n minus 2 into 3, sum of the degrees. According to handshaking property, I'll just write handshaking property, summation of the degree, that is 2 into 4 plus n minus 2 into 3 would be equal to twice the number of edges. So for this continuation you can write till here, you get n is equal to 6 value. After this n is equal to 6, thus for this continuation write this step, thus the order is equal to, order n is equal to 6. So this is regarding the third problem explanation. Next problem is based on, let D be a directed graph with n vertices. If the underlying graph of D is Kn, prove that summation of odd degree of vertices whole square is equal to in degree vertices of whole square. So if you remember the concept of first theorem of digraph theory, what I've defined in the definition, if you remember the first session what I've told regarding the first theorem of digraph theory, we had there summation of odd degree is equal to summation of in degree. Okay, so it's if you just recall the concept of what is the degree of odd degree and in degree. Okay, so we had one property over there where summation of odd degree is equal to summation of in degree. So this was the theorem over there, that is digraph of theory. This was told in the first session. So what I'll do is, by first theorem of digraph theory, I need to prove this is equal to this. So what I'll do is, by first theorem of digraph theory, we have summation of vertex, small vertex belonging to capital vertex, odd degree of vertex is equal to summation of v in degree of vertex. This was what we had. So this I can get odd degree minus in degree and make it equal to gives. So this gives summation of v belonging to v odd degree of vertex minus summation of v belonging to v in degree of vertex, that is equal to 0. So let me keep this as, this is the formula what I've used. Let me keep this as equation 1. Okay, now I got this particular equation. Next, in the diagram, we know that in the diagram, this is one section what we had got. Let it be this section. So I'll start from here and write over here. In the diagram, in the directed graph. Okay, digraph is nothing but in the directed graph. We know that total degree of vertex, if I want to find the entire vertex, it is nothing but in degree of vertex plus out degree of vertex, out degree of vertex for any vertex, that belongs to capital vertex. So if we have there, if you want to find the degree of any vertex, right, other than, now if you take n as a, vertex, now if you say for any graph, that is kn, for any graph kn, if you see what is that kn, we had already seen here, okay, like q3 or k3, that means what it has. So n value is nothing but we had so many number of vertices. What would be the degree of that particular vertex? It is nothing but, it is always n minus 1. Other than that vertex, it might have the, we have degree of vertex is n minus 1 for every v belongs to capital V. Okay, that is if the underlying graph is kn, that means if the graph is, if for any graph kn, okay, kn, we have degree of vertex is equal to n minus 1 for every v belongs to V. Therefore kn is the graph of the given digraph D. So what would be that? So degree of V is equal to n minus 1. So from these two equations I can get in degree of vertex plus out degree of vertex is equal to n minus 1. Why degree of vertex is equal to n minus 1? For every vertex that belongs to digraph D, that is a directed graph D, for every vertex that is equal to, that belongs to the directed graph D. Okay, so this is regarding the for every vertex that belongs to the digraph D. Now what we are going to do is, now we need to find, we need to find this one, right? So what I'll do is I have to make this is equal to this. So what I'll be doing is I'll apply a square minus b square formula. That means I'll get this side. So now summation of v of odd degree of v whole square, this I took this side, minus summation of v of in degree of v whole square, I'll just, is equal to, this is equal to what, a square minus b, that is the formula. So I'll just write over here itself. That would give me the formula as summation of v that belongs to v, entire graph is summation, this I can write it as entire graph, summation, everything is belonging to summation. So odd degree minus in degree, a square minus b square formula. So it would give me nothing but odd degree of v plus in degree of v, okay, into, that is a square minus b square formula is a plus b into a minus b. So odd degree of v minus in degree of v. Okay, so you know that odd degree minus in degree v would give me what, summation I took common, this is equal to, okay, this equal to continuation, summation I took common, so this itself is 0. Okay, and this, you know, odd degree, odd degree plus in degree, I got it over here, odd degree plus in degree is equal to degree of v. So that is from this I came to know that summation of v, this is n minus 1, and this is, we came to know over here, into 0. So this entire term would be equal to 0. So this is equal to 0. So what we got finally is nothing but, I'll write over here, finally again I use writing pen. So we got it as summation of v that belongs to v, odd degree of v whole square, minus summation of v that belongs to v in degree of v whole square, that is equal to 0, because this value itself 0. Now what I will do, this I'll take it that side, so that would be nothing but I would be getting this itself, right, odd degree is equal to in degree. So this continuation is, I'll show it here, this question itself, odd degree is equal to, so this proves that left hand side is equal to right hand side. So this is regarding the example 8. Thank you.